Hey everyone, Maya here. I'm an award-winning mindset, peak performance, and personal development coach for women entrepreneurs and self-employed, helping you build your 6 or 7-figure dream business. So, if your business is your true passion and what you really and truly absolutely love doing, then you might see it as your baby, right? And so it's really easy to get caught up in identifying with it on a personal level and even attaching our self-worth to it. And when we do that, we allow certain things to steal our motivation and our focus. So one thing that can be a massive game changer for for keeping up your laser focus and business growth is learning how to not take things personally. The less personally you take things, the more boldly you do things. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 things that you should definitely stop taking personally in order to become more impactful and more successful. One, rejection on sales calls. Now, this is a big one, and it can create resistance, fear, and avoidance around selling. And sure, it can sting when a potential client says no, but don't let that get you down. It's not a reflection of your worth or your ability. Instead, think of it as a chance to improve your offer. You might need to tweak some things. And by the way, if you've not done market research before, then you should absolutely start doing it to figure out exactly what your audience really wants. And when you're on a sales course, work on keeping your confidence high and your expectations low. And also remember that you're there to serve, not to get. Your job on these calls is simply to figure out whether you are a good fit to work together. And sometimes you won't be, and that's okay. If they do say no, ask for feedback because that's part of your market research. And that's exactly how you learn to make your offer irresistible, which is, of course, what you want. So use your sales calls to practice your confidence and pitch without attachment to the result. Trust me, confidence sells. And when your leads see that you're relaxed and not desperate for their business, they'll be far more likely to trust you and want to work with you. So, not taking things personally, you'll become far better at sales and you'll be closing more clients. Rejection can also be people unfollowing or unsubscribing from your email list. Now, people will unsubscribe or unfollow you sometimes. Again, all it means probably is that they're just not a good fit for you. And then why would you want them on your list? You don't want them hanging around and cluttering up your audience. You don't want them keeping your engagement low and harming the algorithms, right? You want an engaged audience, not just numbers that never turn into paying clients. So don't take it personally and just keep focusing on improving content and providing high quality service. Number 2, lack of engagement. It's really easy to feel discouraged when you're not getting the likes or comments you hoped for. I personally used to get super demotivated by this. I thought I was putting out great, unique content and I was getting crickets. It made me feel bad about myself and doubt myself. But remember, it's not about you. It could be that there's room for improvement in your messaging, which is something I had to learn. But it's not a reflection on you as a person. Learning how to market is something all of us need to do. We're not born marketers, and as solopreneurs, we've simply had to take on that additional role. So allow yourself the time and the space to learn that without beating yourself up for it. Another thing is that there are a lot of other factors that can impact engagement that are completely out of your control, like timing of your posts or the platform's algorithms. Now, many years ago, I used to have an aversion to social media and Facebook in particular, which I was sort of using at the time. And when I finally started shifting that, I was getting such poor engagement. Sometimes I still do. But at the time, I thought, God, no one's interested in what I got to say. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I got nothing to say. But then I noticed that even though I had hundreds of connections, my reach was typically under 20. So I guess that was Facebook getting back at me for all those years. And also, if you only reach or impact 1 or 2 people, it's still an impact, it's still meaningful, and it's still potential business. There are also many people out there who are just not engaging on social, but trust me, they're out there and they're watching. A lot of my clients have told me they saw this or that post, which got them to get in touch, even though they never engaged with it. So you never know who's watching, and don't let that stop you from posting. Don't let it lead to missed opportunities. Continue focusing on improving your content that's authentic for you and your brand, and you'll eventually attract not necessarily a massive audience, but the right audience. Number three, negative feedback or criticism. Now, this can feel hurtful sometimes, but the more empowering thing to do is, again, use it as an opportunity to learn. You want to offer the best, right? So, criticism is super valuable information. Also, when you're not worried about criticism, you're more open to experimenting with new ideas, and you will find the right ways for you to stand out. If it's criticism around something that you've said or done, respond professionally, try to address any issues, and even start a conversation about it. That way, you'll be seen as more confident and as more of an authority. I once had a woman who I've never worked with or even met who criticized a post of mine where I was talking about how you don't need to dwell on or even go into past stories in order to become truly free of them. She was super negative, saying I was making promises I can't keep, that I don't offer real solutions, and that claims like these are even disrespectful of people's experiences. Now, I could have taken this personally, been offended, or become defensive, or communicated in a way that wasn't productive. But instead, I recognized that this was coming from her own personal experience, which was completely valid, even if limited, as she'd never worked with the tools I work with. So I thanked her for her input and while explaining my point of view. She still disagreed, which is fine, but she also changed her tone to be more positive and she valued my response. For me, it helped me to recognize how some people might be offended by an idea like this, and I now knew how to acknowledge that and better present it in later posts. And the funny thing was, I actually got a client out of that post from someone who had seen it and was intrigued by my perspective, who didn't engage, by the way. So, not taking things personally ensures you don't get insecure, defensive, or confrontational, and you'll build better authority and relationship with your audience, clients, or collaborators. Four, competition. Competition is inevitable and it's natural to feel intimidated by it. But your competitor's experience is nothing to do with you or your experience. Someone else's success means nothing about you or your success. Just because you see them get tons of engagement doesn't mean that you're not good enough. Just because they're enjoying the success or the results that you want to have doesn't mean that you're a failure or that you can't achieve that. There's enough for all of us to go around and space for all of us to succeed in our own way. Someone else's story is simply not about you. So don't let comparison cause you to doubt yourself or steal your motivation. Take inspiration from it, focus on your own stuff, on growing your confidence, your trust in your own path, on improving, innovating, and what makes your business unique and how you can stand out. Five, mistakes or failures. Now, the truth is, you're going to make mistakes and you will experience failures. It's just the way it is. It's got nothing to do with your value or you as a person. In fact, as a human with a working brain, that's exactly what you're meant to do, to experiment, to fail, and to learn in order to improve. Setbacks are development opportunities, and they don't define you or your worth as a person, and not even your potential. In fact, the more you allow yourself to fail, the more you'll allow success to come in. When you're not emotionally invested in every decision or outcome, you'll be able to make more effective or sometimes rational decisions for your business, take more risks, bring in more creativity and innovation, and you'll become more resilient, bouncing back quickly and continuing to push forward. And this is what separates those who make it from those who don't. To sum it up, not taking things personally in your business will hugely empower you to become more impactful and more successful. You'll be far more persistent because you won't be put off by rejection, judgment, or setbacks. You'll keep moving forward and you will find the way to reach your goals. You'll be more flexible, creative, create better offers and better relationships. And this will also reduce stress. Because when we take things personally, things feel like an attack on us, which impacts our well being. So, letting go of that stress, we become more centered, more confident, more focused. It frees up our mental energy and allows us to be more productive, taking the high impact action that really matters, attracting more leads, closing more sales, landing more clients, and making more money. So, thanks for being here. I hope you found this useful and see you at the next one. Bye.